All right, well, it is 10 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So my name is Amy Reardon, and I want to thank you for joining the Delaware Commute Solutions team today, as well as Randy Novikov from Will Mapgo. And this is our info series number 22. So we do monthly info series, and today we will be talking about the AQP, which is the Air Quality Partnership of Delaware. So we can advance to the next slide, please. And we could go ahead to the next one. And before we get into Randy's information, I just want to welcome you on behalf of the Delaware Commute Solutions team. We are a small team, it's 4 of us, myself, Arlene Beltran, who's also an outreach coordinator, Kathleen Greer, who's our project manager, and James Williams, who is our admin. So if you have any questions, all our information will be towards the end. And please feel free to reach out, or if you have questions as we're going through the info series, please go ahead and utilize the chat for that, and we'll make sure that we answer those before we end the info series today. So before we get to Randy, real quick, what is Delaware Commute Solutions? So who we are and what we do. We are a free commuter service program that is run through Dartford State, so the public transportation for Delaware. We work with employers, employees, colleges, higher education institutes, and students, and we assist with transportation. And we do this because our mission is to improve the air quality of Delaware. So that fits in perfectly with the Air Quality Partnership. And how do we do this? We do this by encouraging clean commuting. So as I mentioned, we are dedicated to reducing the number of single occupancy vehicles that are on our roadways in Delaware. And this is open, this free program is open to anybody who lives, works, or goes to school in Delaware. So even if you live in PA, but if you're commuting into Delaware or vice versa, you can register for the program. And I'll provide information at the end how to do that. This info series is being recorded, so if you need to go back, it will be posted next week, and you could also share the information as well. Next slide, please. So I mentioned clean commuting. Here are all our clean commute modes. So if you're currently doing any of these, I encourage you to register for the program if you're not registered, or if you're returning back to the office, or if you're just looking for some other commute modes to get to work, we can help with customized commute planning. So we have carpooling, where you're sharing your ride with fellow employees or students, biking and walking when you have a safe route to do so. And it's a great weather to do that. In the fall, it's perfect. Transit is both DART, the buses, as well as the SEPTA trains. Compressed work weeks, what that is when you are working a longer day, and you typically have an additional day off during the week. And it's considered a clean commute because you would not be commuting during that typical work day. And you're also usually not traveling during peak hours, so those peak commute hours. Van pooling, we work with Commute with Enterprise to help establish van pools at specific locations. Teleworking, hybrid schedules, remote work, those are also considered clean commutes. So if you're doing any of these, whether it's full, part-time, or even seasonal, you can get the benefits of the Delaware Commute Solutions program. Next slide, please. So I see there is a question already in the chat. Our web address is delawarecommutesolutions.org, and we will also have that posted at the end as well. So I want to take a moment just to introduce Randy. Randy Novikov is from Will Mapgo, and she will be sharing information about the Air Quality Partnership of Delaware, which is a public-private coalition of businesses, agencies, and individuals working to raise awareness and inform Delawareans about practices that improve air quality and citizen health through fun, educational, and informative events and social media campaigns. Well, MAPCO is the governmental agency responsible for coordinating federal transportation investments in Newcastle County, and Randy has been the public outreach manager for the agency for the past 14 years. So Randy, thank you so much for joining us today and providing us some more information about the Air Quality Partnership of Delaware. So I'm going to turn it over to Randy, and it is all yours.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. Um, As was mentioned, I'm with WMAPCO. We are the transportation planning agency. So we're responsible for sort of being the table that all of the different agencies sit at and make decisions about what projects are going to be funded with federal dollars. And we also are charged with helping to ensure that the public is involved in that process, as well as making sure that transportation projects don't inadvertently make the air quality worse. So that is why we were one of the founders of the Air Quality Partnership of Delaware, along with DENREC and DelDOT and several others, and why we're doing what we do. So we can go on to the next slide, please. So it was mentioned earlier, the Air Quality Partnership of Delaware is a group of public agencies as well as private businesses and individuals. We're all working to help improve air quality through education. Some of the organizations involved include the American Lung Association, Chesapeake Utilities, of course, DENREC, Dover Kent MPO, of course, Delaware Commute Solutions, WMAPCO, and many others. We primarily work through informative tables at events, including the Delaware State Fair and Coast Day. We also are helping to coordinate the Wilmington Earth and Arbor Day event, and we've been doing an Air Quality Awareness Week for the past couple of years now, and today is actually the last day. We called it Car Free Week, but it's the same thing, and today is sort of the cap to that week. And of course, we have the most fun tool in our toolbox, which is Tropo. You see him pictured there. He is our mascot. His name, Tropo, is short for the troposphere. He's actually an alien from the planet Sora who is here to educate us about air quality in a fun and memorable way. So we can go on to the next slide, please. So there are a few simple things that we can all do to help improve the air quality. Those include trip chaining, and that is basically just combining all of your errands into one trip. Every time you turn your car on is the worst time in terms of pollution. The most pollution goes up into the air during that start period. So the less times that you can actually start your engine, the better for the air quality. Another simple thing that can be done is to take public transportation or a carpool. Every mile that you take off the road in an individual alone in their car, that saves us 1 pound of carbon. So all of that does add up. So taking mass transportation or just carpooling can help reduce that significantly. Riding your bike is another fun way to help improve air quality as well as get some great exercise for those shorter trips. It turns out about a quarter of the air pollution nationwide is caused by vehicles, primarily people driving alone in their cars. So every trip that we can take off the road through carpooling or riding your bike or walking helps improve the air quality that much more. Also, making sure your car is regularly maintained, you get tune-ups, oil changes, your tires are inflated properly. Not only does it extend the life of your car, but it helps make sure that your car is as clean as possible in terms of emissions and can cut those emissions down quite a bit. Also, refueling your gas tank when it's cool outside at the end of the day versus doing it sort of in the middle of the day when it might be hot can help reduce the creation of ozone in our atmosphere. And not topping off your gas tank. When you fill up your gas tank and you hear that click and it stops, that's actually a guard that's on there to help prevent fumes from going up into our atmosphere. So if you refuel past the click, then you're sort of bypassing that guard. So stop the click. Next slide, please. And you may be wondering, who cares? Why is this important? And it turns out that air quality is extremely important for all human beings. We all need clean and fresh air. It can actually poor air quality can lead to premature death. You could actually die sooner from poor air quality. It can also cause developmental harm in children and reproductive harm in adults. Not to mention a whole slew of lung ailments that can be caused by breathing in poor air quality over time, including asthma and cancer. It can also cause damage to your heart. and it makes you more susceptible to infections and disease. So it's extremely important that we do have clean air to breathe and for us all to take these simple measures to help ensure that we have clean air. Next slide, please. And I mentioned Tropo a little bit earlier, so just a little bit more information about him. Tropo likes to, he has an assembly program. He works primarily in elementary schools, and he educates about air quality. He also participates in events. That top middle photo is Tropo planting a tree on Market Street during a Wilmington Earth Day event. He likes to participate in walk to school days and help with pedestrian and bicycle safety education in schools. His nose actually changes colors depending on the air quality index. And the air quality index is just a simple way that we have to understand when air quality is predicted to be good or poor. When it's green, it's good. When it's red, it's unhealthy. And beyond that, it's really unhealthy. You can actually sign up to get email alerts of when air quality is forecast to be bad through the Air Quality Partnership website, which we'll have up there in a minute. Tropo is available to come to elementary schools, so you can reach out to me directly if that's something you might be interested in. And Tropo is also available for pedestrian and bicycle safety education in schools, and that is something you can also reach out to me if you are interested or aware of any events that you think Tropo might be fun to have at. Please do let me know, and we'll throw my contact information up there in a minute. Next slide, please. I mentioned earlier our Air Quality Awareness Week, which this year it was our Car Free Week. So every day of the week, we encourage individuals to use a different mode of transportation. All of the air quality partners shared these graphics on their Facebook pages, and the Air Quality Partnership does have a Facebook page as well. So we do encourage you to follow that, and it's a good place to kind of get more information. Next slide, please. So here is my contact information, the website of the Air Quality Partnership of Delaware, WMAPCO.org/AQP. You can follow both WMAPCO and the Air Quality Partnership on Facebook. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you are interested in learning more information, if you're interested in Tropo coming to your school, or just interested in learning about how your community or child's school could become more walkable or bikeable. I can help you with all of that. So with that, I will turn it back over to Delaware Commute Solutions.
Thanks, Randy. That's some great information. So if anybody has any questions for Randy about the Air Quality Partnership of Delaware, of how maybe you can be an active part in it, or any questions of the information she went over, please go ahead and put it in the chat. I just want to mention that Delaware Commute Solutions, as well as DART, are part of the Air Quality Partnership. Obviously, clean commuting is a huge part of that, taking trying to take the cars off the road, and encouraging clean commutes. And that is part of Delaware Commute Solutions' mission, is to improve the air quality. And as Randy mentioned, it's extremely important to the community's health, to individual health, and the environment as a whole. So Randy, quick thing for you, is this open, can any employer, business, community resource be a part of the Air Quality Partnership?
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. This is open to any organization, either government organization, like DelDOT, wink, wink, or a private corporation is more than welcome. Anyone who's interested in helping to educate about these important air quality matters is more than welcome to attend. We hold a meeting every other month via Zoom in the afternoon, and we do a lot of our work through these social media campaigns and through reaching out to folks individually at events. So yeah, anyone who's interested in kind of coming up with ideas is more than welcome to join us.
Great, thanks Randy for that information. So if you are with an employer, community resource, please feel free, if air quality is important to you and to that employer, please feel free to reach out to Randy. It'll be great to see some new faces in the meeting, and just to get the word out more throughout the state of Delaware. Again, open it up. Any questions, comments, anything at all? If not, James, we can go ahead and advance to the next slide. If anything comes up, feel free to use that chat. Before we wrap things up, just a few things I'd like to go over as well. As Randy had mentioned, for this week, we did celebrate Car Free Week. Car Free Day, I believe it was the 22nd, but we made it a whole week. So if you are a registered Delaware Commute Solutions participant and you clean commuted this week, please make sure that you go in and record your clean commute. And I'll tell you how to do that just on the next slide. If you're not a registered member and you did clean commute, remember, carpool, bike walk, if you were working from home, if you took a form of transit, please feel free to sign up. It is free to sign up. You can record your clean commute. And the great thing about recording your clean commutes is it provides us with information on how people are commuting throughout the state, but you earn points for your clean commutes. And then what you do with those points is you can redeem them for, we have over 500 rewards, and they're dining, shopping, online service. So now you're going to get something back for the way you are clean commuting. So it's a great incentive if you're clean commuting to go ahead and record them. And then next week, we are going to share on social media the effect of the clean commutes for this car-free week. So you can actually go to our social media as well as AQPs, and you could view the stats. So it'll show you by how many people did clean commute, what modes they clean commuted, and how that affects the air quality. Let's see. We do have a question, Randy. Do you have any app that can track air quality?
Yeah, that is a good question. I don't know. I don't think there is, other than like the regular, like the Weather Channel app. I think they do include the air quality in their forecasting, but I'm not aware of just the specific app that does track air quality. Yeah, the best we could do probably is sign up for those email alerts, and at least you'll get that email in your inbox every day when air quality is forecast to be bad. But yeah, good question. Maybe something we can do in the future.
Yeah, it's a good question. I believe it's just the general weather app on my phone, that it obviously tells you the highs and lows if it's going to rain. But I believe if I scroll to the bottom, it does say what the air quality is for that day. But again, I don't know of a specific app either for that. So good question. Maybe something to think about for future. And again, one thing I'd like to talk about, when we heard this earlier, people are returning to the office. Whether you are returning to the office or whether you are staying home and continuing to telework or work from home, Delaware Commute Solutions can help you. As I mentioned, we do customize commute planning, so this is a great time to think about how you're commuting to work or to school, if you have to go back into the office or if you're going to classes. It's a great time to think, okay, I don't need to get in my car every day and drive. What are my other ways? So we can help show you whether it's a bus route, whether if you have carpool partners, we can help customize that commute for you. We also work with hybrid and flex scheduling. So if you want any tips or information on how to establish a hybrid or a flex schedule for your office or your department, reach out to us. We also discuss benefits for employees and students. So not only are there the air quality benefits, there are benefits to you as well between just your health. It's less stressful by not driving every single day and dealing with traffic. So there's many benefits to commuters when they are not driving alone in a car every day. We also have customized outreach material. So if you need anything specific to your location, for instance, if there is a bus route that is right outside your location or near your location, and you want to encourage individuals to utilize that, we can help customize material for that. And also, for those that are traveling in or through Wilmington on 95, please remember that the I-95, also known as Restore the Corridor construction, is occurring, and that will be occurring for some time. So if you know you need to travel to Wilmington, I encourage you to go to restorethecorridor.com It'll keep you updated on which phase they're currently in, if there's any specific road closures that are coming up. And you can also sign up for email and text alerts. So anything that happens during that construction, or if they're moving on to the next phase, you will get updates and alerts for that as well. So I encourage you to visit that. Delaware Commute Solutions can also provide you with information for that as well, whether it's for you personally or for employees or students, just to keep updated on that if you're traveling in Wilmington. Next slide, please. One other thing I want to mention, along with Car Free Week that we celebrated this week, we also have a September special, and that's called the Brown Bag Bonus. What this is, if you are traveling to the office or to school, and if you pack your own lunch and you record that on your profile, you will earn an additional 100 points that you could utilize for rewards. And you may think, well, why is this important to Delaware Commute Solutions? And why this is important is because some people will go to work and then they jump in their cars for lunch and they travel to get something, and then they come back. And as Randy mentioned, every time we start our car up, we're releasing emissions into the air. So this is another way to improve our air quality, is by skipping that lunch commute. You can still take your lunch break, go outside and sit with your brown bag. So this is a great way to also improve air quality and to earn some more points for those great rewards that we have. So you can go ahead and sign up, or if you're signed up, and then record your brown bag. And the great thing, if you are not registered, but you did clean commute or you did bring your lunch this week, you can sign up today and you could actually go back 30 days to record your clean commute. So that's a great little incentive if you haven't signed up yet. Next slide. So I mentioned all this. This is how you sign up. You can either go right to our website, DelawareCommuteSolutions.org. You can also download our app, DECS, which the photo shows there. You just, your name, email, password. It is a secure profile. So once you do that, you will complete your profile, add a profile picture. You could start recording, or you could start looking for your customized commutes. Next slide. And I do see a comment here before we wrap it up from Robin. She would like to put our information in the hub. We can definitely do that. We will reach out to you and we'll get some more information. And Randy, I think this might be a great opportunity too for the air quality, since it deals with transportation. So Robin, we will reach out. Thank you for putting your contact information in there. So I want to thank you again, Randy. I appreciate you coming on today, providing us with some new information about the Air Quality Partnership. I also want to highlight that next month, because this is a monthly event, we will be highlighting pedestrian safety, and we will have a guest speaker with us as well, Helen Wiles from the Dover-Kent MPO. So that deals mainly with Kent County. So she'll have some great tips for us and also an update about the MPO as well. So save the date, October 15th. Feel free to share the information. Again, this info series was recorded, so it'll be up next week on Monday. So you can go get your information, and we will send a thank you email out with all the information that we provided today. So Randy, thank you. We appreciate you coming out, and everyone have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday and be safe.
Thanks very much for having me.
Thank you.